Hello and welcome, everybody. So, if you're ready to dive in, we continue our conversation regarding this idea of what it means to be rooted in practicing the presence, rooted and grounded in our spiritual practices, and what it means to reboot. Sometimes life happens, and just like a computer, there are glitches, there's something, and we reboot, we restart, we reinvigorate, we renew. And so, part of this process, the title today, Singing with Gratitude, this idea of what gratitude is and what gratitude means and how it shifts and shapes our lives. Gratitude is one of the most fundamental spiritual practices in our teaching. After all, God is all there is. And since God is all there is, it does make sense to say thank you and to be thankful on a regular basis. Does it not? Does that not make sense to you? It makes sense to me. Think about it's January right now. We just moved through November and December. So from Thanksgiving as a holiday on through Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, the winter solstice, all of the holiday season, there have been many reasons, many opportunities for people, for us to say thank you and to feel gratitude for all kinds of things, for the gifts we receive, for the kindness that is expressed, for the opportunity to break bread and share food, to share our talents, even our shared treasure. And be mindful that there are many who did not have the opportunity to share, to eat, to feel the kindness, to receive gifts. Be mindful. We're going to talk about that. There's a lot of stuff that we can get caught up in regarding this idea of gratitude, all kinds of judgments and all kinds of criticisms and all kinds of baggage. I don't deserve to feel grateful. I don't deserve that gift. I'm not grateful enough for something or someone in my life. We may judge other people for their level of being grateful. I held the door open and that person didn't say thank you. Or I gave this gift and they said thank you, but I don't feel that it was sincere. There's all kinds of stuff that comes up with this idea of gratitude, thank you, etc. And so we are going to dive deeper into this. And while discussing this concept, this energy, this alignment with gratitude, I feel that we must also add in joy and address it as well, because joy is deeply interwoven with gratitude. Warning, Will Robinson, warning, warning. Yes, because of some of the things we are going to talk about, as Tracy would say, Rev, you stepping on my toes. Yes, today's message may trigger some of us. It may cause some stuff to surface, and that's fine. As long as we do the process to work through it and heal whatever comes up. Now, when I say we may be triggered, when I say that there is stuff, what am I referring to? The current mass consciousness, collective consciousness around all of the isms and phobias. Because how do we talk about being grateful and gratitude and thank you and joy and thankfulness when there are those who are still being oppressed due to race, due to their gender, due to the idea of toxic capitalism, due to the idea of homophobia, etc. How do we move through our lives when all of this stuff is showing up individually, interpersonally, institutionally, and structurally as a system? The overall idea is we are invited to change, to transform, to transmute, to dissolve, to deconstruct these systems so that they no longer exist as an obstacle, as a trauma point as a form of oppression. But we cannot do that if we ignore it. If I am so enamored by my gifts and my car and my house and but I'm not focusing on what others may be experiencing, then we can't create a world that works for all. So the invitation is, how do I demonstrate my highest and best healthy way of showing up in the world with gratitude and joy? Because it gives me the ability to then go into, as an individual, and then as an interpersonal interaction, and then institutionally interacting, and then structurally, systemically in the collective consciousness. Both and. How do we address it? Internally, and then express that into the world. Because it is rather challenging, is it not, to recognize that 1 in 5 children in the United States of America is hungry. 1 in 5 in the United States of America. And also 1 in 5 older adults in DC, the nation's capital, are hungry. How? Wait a minute. We tout ourselves as being the greatest and the most, and I understand that, and that's fine. But this indicates that there is something structurally ineffective. Something structurally is failing 1 in 5 adults, older adults, and 1 in 5 children. And it needs to be changed. So, in addressing our gratitude, when we are able to eat plentifully, we are able to go to the buffet and dine, and there is no concern for where our next meal is coming from. Great and good, that is fine. And yet, if we are not also being mindful of, well, how do we take care of those hungry adults and those hungry children? This is not saying we should not enjoy our food, that we should not be grateful. It is saying be grateful and do the work. Be grateful and change the world. Be grateful and shifting your individual consciousness and the collective, both and, not either or, both and. How else do we show up as a 21st century New Thought Good Samaritan? The Good Samaritan, clearly in the story in the Bible, the parable in the Bible, he took care of himself, which enabled him to now take care of this individual. Clearly, he was a man of some kind of means, because he had a horse that he put the person on, took them to the inn, paid the innkeeper to take care of him. If you need any more medicine or food or anything, let me know and I will give you more money. Both and. Taking care of our own consciousness and our own needs and our own lives and forms of expression, while also tending to the needs of others. Breathe, because it is important for us to recognize and realize, as Ralph Waldo Emerson says, beware of too much good staying in your hands. In other words, give. Share that good with others. Do you understand how much food we waste? How much food we throw away on a daily basis that could be feeding those hungry individuals? Why do we hold so much good in our own hands without sharing it with another? Breathe, because herein lies the practice. Maya Angelou says, joy is freedom. It helps a person to find their own liberation. The person who is joyous takes responsibility for the time they take up and the space that they occupy. You share it. Some of you have it, you share it. That's what joy is. When you continue to give it away, you will still have so much more of it. It's like Confucius, if I'm not mistaken. Confucius references this idea of, if you have a candle and someone's candle is out, if there's no fire and they are in the darkness, when I light their candle or allow them to light their candle to mine, my flame is not diminished by bringing flame to them. My light is not diminished by adding to theirs. My love is not diminished by sharing it and hugging and kissing and feeding and living. Love is multiplied by sharing. Breathe, because this is our work, to find our own liberation and then to share it so that others are also liberated. Meister Eckhart reminds us, if the only prayer that you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. It will be enough. If your only prayer is thank you, your entire life, thank you, it will be enough. Why? Why would thank you be enough? For the same reason that Yeshua said, when you pray, pray as though you already have what you are praying for. If I already have, I'm praying, dear God, please, I need a phone. I don't have a phone. And okay, well, but I do have a phone. I have a phone. Someone gave me a phone. I have a phone. So then I'm no longer praying for what I want or what I need. I have it. So if I have it, thank you. Because thank you acknowledges that you have it. Thank you acknowledges that you know that you are in the receiving part of it. Thank you is an affirmation and a declaration of it is already done. It is already so. And no matter where in the world we are, there are ways that everyone expresses this energy. Everyone around the world has a concept, an energy, a word for thank you. Danke, merci, 谢谢, domo arigato. All around the world, there are words and concepts and the energy. We all celebrate this because, remember, there is only one mind, and that mind is God. And that mind is the mind of everybody, everywhere, always. So, of course, the energy of creation itself recognizes this, the thank you. And referencing, we don't even need the words. Have you ever seen a baby feel gratitude? A puppy expressing gratitude? A kitten, a cat, a lion, a whomever, a whatever. It's beyond words. You feel it. You feel it. So if you feel the energy of thank you and you pray that, you declare that, then it is enough. Breathe. From the Art and Science of Spiritual Mind Treatment, the Teacher's Guide, it says, gratitude comes with knowing the process of setting a new cause in motion and the creative process operating on it, even before the manifestation has occurred. Gratitude comes with knowing, even before the manifestation has occurred. I am praying for a new phone, and I am grateful even before the new phone has manifested. I am praying for health and well-being, and I am grateful even before the health and well-being has manifested. Money, I am grateful before the money manifests. Job, I am grateful before it manifests. I am grateful throughout the process, because the moment it is set into motion, the creative process begins operating. The law begins operating on it. So if I believe the teaching and I believe in this process, why would I not be grateful? Why would I not be grateful? Just like if I say, Tracy, I need a new phone. And Tracy says, I got you, Rev. Do I believe that Tracy is a woman of her word? If I were to, ask my oldest son, Kenny, if I say, Kenny, I need a new bike. And Kenny says, I got you, Dad. And I believe he is a man of his word. Then do I need to wait until I see the bike to say thank you? Do I need to wait until I have the phone to say thank you? Or the moment they say, I got you, am I able to be grateful right then? Because I know that they are people of their word. I know that the universe is a universe of its word, that the law always acts and is always saying yes. So I know that when we pray, when we do spiritual mind treatment, when the creative process is engaged, there will be a result. So why not be grateful now? Why not be grateful always? I am already grateful for a world that works for all, even though right now that's not the current expression of it, but I am grateful for it now because I know that we are already creating it and building it and manifesting it one thought at a time, one word at a time, one conversation at a time, one workshop at a time, one new policy and law at a time, one new teacher at a time, one new politician at a time, one new stage of evolution at a time. It already is in the mind that is God. It's already fully formed and fully functioning. So why would I not be grateful now? This is being in a state of gratitude because we've placed our order, we've stated our prayer, we've declared what is true, and the universe is whipping it up for us, creating it for us, manifesting it for us, bringing it to us. And we will absolutely, without question, find that it is delivered to our table, brought into our lives, into our experiences. Are we practicing the presence? Are we engaged in our spiritual practices to the degree where we are actively doing exactly this? Maya Angelou reminds us when you wish someone joy, you are also wishing them peace and love and prosperity and happiness and all of the good that there is. Why? Because all of the good that there is encompassed in this thing called joy. Do you wish people joy? Or is it easier to withhold it? Do you grant yourself the opportunity to feel joy? Or do you withhold that from yourself? Breathe. Speaking of joy, I just saw this documentary about the friendship between the Dalai Lama and the Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And this is a phenomenal documentary if you get a chance to watch it. And the theme, the mission is joy, finding happiness, experiencing happiness, even in the midst of troubled times, because both of these individuals grew up in very troubled times. The Dalai Lama forced into exile, no longer able to be in his home of Tibet. And Archbishop Desmond Tutu grew up in South Africa during the height of the most heinous parts of apartheid. And yet these two men are living avatars. Well, Desmond Tutu is no longer with us on this side of life after life, life before life, life eternal. And yet these two men were the avatars, the bodhisattvas, the living ambassadors of what it means to be joy in expression, contagious joy. Simply observing the manner in which they interacted with each other, the manner in which they spoke and shared with the world, it is a definite demonstration of what it means to be in joy, to enjoy life, to enjoy our friendships and our connections, to enjoy, even in the midst of troubled times, to find some morsel of joy that sustains us to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, until we are no longer seeking to find it. Where, oh, where do I find joy? But that we are the very broadcasting stations of joy itself. So when we talk about joy, joyful, joyful, what is joy? Delight, a high degree of gratification or pleasure, gaiety, high spirits, merriment and merrymaking, bliss, complete happiness, paradise, heaven. So let's talk about this idea of gratification because it is tied into the root word of gratify, gratitude. So we talk about gratification. The word gratification comes from the Latin gratificare, meaning to give or to do a favor. Say that again. Gratification comes from the Latin meaning to give or to do. Verb. Gratitude, gratification, gratefulness is a verb. It is something we do, something we feel, something we act, something that we live. And the deeper root is gratus, which means that which is pleasing, and to be full of thanks, to be thankful. Breathe. Are we living to this degree? Are we living in this high degree of giving, high degree of doing, high degree of pleasing, high degree of bliss, high spirits, and merry making? It's not, simply saying the words. It's making it. It's making happiness occur. It's living in and expressing what it means to, we believe that heaven is within, and we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. And then we become the co-creators of, so that others are aware, and that the heaven that we experience within now becomes the heaven we experience without, meaning on the outside in our external world. But it means doing it. Ernest Holmes reminds us there is something in this attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt into one of perfect faith and acceptance, receptivity and realization. And remember, I always remind us, faith is not something we have, faith has us. Breathe that in once again. So this attitude of thanksgiving carries us beyond the field of doubt. Now, doubt is not the enemy. It is okay to have doubt. It is, what are we doing with the doubt? How are we processing it? And what is there doubt in? Someone says, oh, hold on, I got a phone call. Hello, you want to sell me what? And it only costs how much? $5,000. Wow. Wait, and there's more. I doubt the sincerity in that offer. I doubt that this website is an approved or authentic site. I believe that it carries a virus. See, doubt is not the enemy. Healthy doubt is perfectly fine and necessary. So this field of doubt that he is referring to is when it comes to doubt that limits our ability to exist within this perfect faith, the doubt that limits us from being receptive and in a state of acceptance. That is the doubt that he is referring to. So we must have a level of discernment, being clear, breathe. We are invited to practice gratitude daily, because this ability to practice thankfulness, thanksgiving, gratitude, gratification, pleasing, bliss, and heaven, practicing that daily gives us the ability to hone our divinity, to live, move, and have our beingness in, through, and as it, and it in, through, and as us on a daily basis. So that even when exiled from Tibet, even when in the midst of a racist, systemically racist system such as apartheid, even when in the midst of that, gratitude gives the ability to push, to grow, to evolve, to expand, to speak truth to power, to protest and to attest to the goodness of and the compassion of equity and justice to such a degree that these systems crumble before our eyes, crumble beneath our feet. Breathe. So I don't know if you do it, but it may be of benefit to you if you don't. Some form of gratitude list. Here are several prompts. Who makes me feel that I'm loved? And what is it about them that makes me feel this? What is your favorite outdoor activity? What is your favorite indoor activity? And why is it a favorite? What does it make you feel? What does it stir within you? Where is your favorite place to go? Name someone that makes you smile. What is it about them that makes you smile? This is our ability to wax on, wax off. This hones our ability to be gratitude in expression, not just to feel it, but to be it. Are you willing to do this for a week? At least a week, if you don't already. Go through some of these and explore and experiment. See what shifts. Eric Butterworth reminds us our gratitude makes no difference to God. Our gratitude makes no difference to Source. The difference is made within ourselves and within our ability to experience life and the world. A grateful heart does not need something to be grateful for. That's conditional. One can be grateful with the same spontaneity as being happy. It simply flows forth from within and becomes a causative energy. Our gratitude, our thanksgiving, our gratefulness becomes a catalyst that changes lives, changes the world if we practice it. If we boldly live and let it move and let it flow through us rather than turning it down, stifling the ability to feel it, let alone the ability to express it. Too much gratitude. I feel imposter syndrome. I don't deserve all of this good. So we turn it down rather than, oh, no, 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 open at the top. I'm going to turn this full on. I want the full expanse of the universe flowing through me to such degree that I sip, I drink, I guzzle from my saucer because my cup fully runs over. And recognizing, once again, say this again, our gratitude makes no difference to God. We need not say, God, thank you. We need not say, Lord, I am so appreciative to you for what you've. There is no anthropomorphic God that we need to thank. It's going to do what it does anyway, because it's God. It does not need nor want our thanks. Our gratitude is what God as us, how gratitude affects us, that which we are as an individualized expression of God. That's where it matters. That's what's changed and how we then live our lives. Diane Harmony says, when you give thanks, you are purifying your emotional response to life by focusing on love and leaving fear, doubt, worry, shame, guilt, and blame behind you. And once again, this idea of fear, doubt, etc., specifically fear and doubt. Discernment, a certain level of fear, healthy, necessary. Irrational, non-life affirming fear, doubt, let it go. Worry is using faith in reverse. Worry is using your faith to manifest, to ruminate on, to hamster wheel all of the possible things that shame. Let it go. Put it behind you. In the same way that Yeshua said, get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, that which is not life affirming. Get thee behind me, that which is not in my highest and best. Get thee behind me. I am moved forward by vision. I need not be anchored. I need not be dragged backwards by worry, guilt, shame, etc. Let it go. This week's practice and what the study group will be going over on Thursday. What, if anything, is the difference, or what are the similarities between these words, the meaning of these words, the feeling of the words, and the being of these words? Grateful, gratitude, thankful, thanksgiving. How are they different? How are they the same? How do they feel? Different, same. What does it mean to be? And what is the connection to joy with those words? Number two, when is it easier for you to express gratitude? When is it harder for you to express gratitude? Describe the importance of gratitude as it relates to affirmative prayer and faith. What can you do today that would help you feel more grateful? And how do you feel when someone says thank you? And what makes you feel that their gratitude is sincere? And then lastly, there's this idea of, once again, flexing your vulnerability muscles. Go to the website, missionjoy.org, download the viewer's guide, read the whole thing, but we're focusing on the following joy cards because there are some cards called the joy cards. And these are examples of them. Card number one, there's a quote by Archbishop Tutu. And then there's share a story about a memorable act of compassion or kindness that you received. When and where did it happen? How did you feel? Are you smiling about it? Right? So go through the cards. And specifically, we are highlighting these cards. Next, think of a person in your life with whom you have a tense relationship. If you are comfortable doing so, share the problem or problems you faced with this person and any insights to their lived experience. Like go through cards 1 and 2, 8 and 9, cards 10 and 11. Think about someone who has had a positive or life affirming impact in your life. Go through, discuss with a partner. Have you received and or offered an apology for, right? Like go through, once again, go through. Then 12 and 18. Breathe, breathe. Talk about how you can take care of, like, talk about, go through, discuss the quotes, discuss the practice, have a discussion. And then once again, go to the website, Project Joy. There is an opportunity to, or a challenge to practice for a week, various ways of expressing joy and stepping into greater joy each day. This week's affirmation, our declaration, I'll say it first. Then if you feel in alignment with it, say it with me on our second go round. I am grateful for the abundance that is already mine to share. Breathe. Together. I am grateful for the abundance that is already mine to share. Breathe. Breathe as we move into our closing prayer, recognizing apologies, as Tracy would say, technical difficulties. Moving into this energy and this space of absolute joy, absolute gratitude, absolute thanksgiving, allowing this gratitude and this thankfulness to sing its song in our lives. That everything we do is a verse of gratitude. Everything we do is the harmony of gratefulness. Everything that we show up as is a very demonstration of what it means to be in joy, to enjoy life, to be gratitude. And so I recognize that this is the energy that is enveloping us. It is breathing us. It is moving in, through, and as us. This is what the presence that is the divine is living and being and moving in, through, and as each one of us. And so as this thing called our Sunday message, our Sunday gathering, as it comes to an end, the manner in which we continue to go out and serve the world, the manner in which we continue to go out and heal by bringing the truth, by being the truth, by addressing inequities, injustices, by being the hands that feed, by feeding the 5,000, by healing those in search of, in need of. We are the very embodiment of love and the divine. We are the embodiment of love and joy. We are the embodiment of love and wisdom. We are the embodiment of love and truth. We are the embodiment of the universe itself showing up right here and right now. And so we go out in the world doing what is ours to do, laying the blueprint, laying the foundation, building the structure of a world that works for all. And the law says yes. And because it says yes, it is with great confidence and great certainty and great joy and gratitude that I surrender this and release it, knowing that it's already done. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste, blessings, much love and appreciation. And I will see you all next week. Much love.